Alright, here we are now in the programming area. We actually break up the programming department into two different disciplines. We call it engine and game. The teams are both overseen by some seasoned veterans. We have Carl Chimes, who's the lead engine programmer. He's been with the company for over 9 years. And then we have lead game programmer Bob Fitch, who's been with the company for over 17 years and worked on all the classics. I'm going to turn it over to them to give some insight into the programming teams themselves.
There's a lot of back-end work that you don't see in the final game on the tools side of things. Like our whole build pipeline, we have servers dedicated to building the game and servers dedicated to testing the game and making sure that we get reports if anything breaks at any time.
How many models, how many missiles you got, how much each costs, how many polygons, how many lights, how heavy is each light, how many shadows do they cast, and everywhere we try to make it so it has to be pretty smooth, so there's no one part of it that's going to bring the whole system down.
Okay, so this tests a small battle in the game, and at the beginning of the battle we can see that this long line here shows how much time is spent searching for other units. So all these units are coming together and they're searching for an enemy to attack. So we kind of expect that to take the most amount of time in the game. And as the units come together, you can see that bar shrinks dramatically, and then time is dominated by units using their abilities and attacking. And during the battle, bars are just going off all over the places. So it really takes a lot of runs of this to really get an idea of what's taking the time on a dynamic basis.
The designers are going to want thousands of units on the map at one time and all these crazy effects going off, so we just gear the tech towards that.
We have a lot of graphic options where you can tweak things so that if things don't run well, you have the option as the user to actually tone things down.
There's a lot of collaboration between the different teams. Like designers talk mainly to the game programmers and they tell them what their ideas are, and the game programmers make that happen. The artists talk a lot with the engine programmers, and so we have to add features to accommodate their needs. And then of course the artists and the designers talk a lot when they iterate on the campaign missions and the in-game units.
I've written the AI for all of the games that we've done. I worked on Warcraft 1, Warcraft 2, StarCraft, all of the AI for all of them. And each time we've gotten a chance to make it a little bit better than the last time. And this time is the first time that the AI doesn't cheat. It doesn't see what you have anymore until it goes out and it scouts you. And it does that by taking a unit like a peon and sending it around the map to different places and looking for the player to find where is the player, what do I see that the player has, where is it positioned, and all of that information it remembers, but it doesn't know anything other than what it has seen. And the second way is through the actions per minute by limiting how quickly it can execute the orders. If it wants to do something, then we put it into a queue of these are all the things that I would like to do right now. And we choose the one thing that is the most important of all the things that it thinks it would like to do. And then each time it's given a little opportunity to think, it goes, okay, now of all the things I could possibly do, which is the one that I want to do right now that's the most important? And it does that one. It's totally different from the way StarCraft 1 was, because before we would think of all the things we want to do and then just do them. And it didn't have any limitations whatsoever.
When compared to Warcraft 3, basically we tried to make everything exposed in the editor. In Warcraft 3, we went as far as we could, but there were certain inherent limitations with the engine. And with StarCraft 2, it was designed from the ground up. The whole database system, the trigger system, everything was designed with the idea of allowing end users to modify it through the editor.
Once we put the editor in the hands of the designers, they can do whatever they want, and they don't need us anymore to make decisions about what they're doing in story mode. It does everything they need. They could write the next expansions in the editor we already have.
Well, one thing that I'm really happy with that we've developed is the recording system, the video recording system in-game, that I'm excited to see what the machinima community is going to do with. These are the tools that we use for all of our in-game videos that you'll see in our newscasts and our tech purchase panels. What it allows designers to do is via our triggers, they set up the cutscene however they want, and then they can set movie recording triggers. When it runs the cutscene, it automatically records video snippets for you, throws them all into a directory, and you've got a movie.
We have this mod system now where you can actually publish your mods and your maps to Battle.net. That was a big thing, and that's integrated through the editor, so you actually will use the editor to publish your maps to Battle.net.
Every couple of Fridays, we'll get a couple beers, get some snacks and some chips or whatever, and go into our Uber lounge over here, and we watch two balance designers on the big screen duke it out. We have Dustin doing the shoutcasting, and we're cheering, and just sitting back and really enjoying the game. No, I don't play with the balance designers. Anytime we try to play with the designers, I fail miserably. We have special programmer games that we play every now and then. It'll be 2v2 or 3v3 programmers only, and it's literally just Zerglings and Zealots running at each other, and you never see any spellcasters, or it's a lot of fun, but it's a very different game experience than our top-level designers play.
There's no detail that's too small for us to look at it. There's no bug, almost no bug that's too small for us to deal with it, So to me, that's very satisfying to actually know that we're going to go the extra mile and that we're going to fix everything until it's as close to perfect as possible.